Hello and welcome to the Complete Lakers podcast. I'm Anthony Wilson, recording from Los Angeles, California. Joining me are my two co-hosts, Jason Big Mitch Mitchell and David Galvez. How you guys doing tonight?
What up, Wilson? What up, Mitch? Doing good?
What up? What up? Feeling good, feeling great.
All right, so tonight the Lakers are without Luka Doncic as they face the Wizards at Crypto.com Arena, the arena formerly known as
Staples
Staples
Center.
Center. Um, Luka was suspended because he picked up his 16th technical against the Nets, so after getting a second chance at life after another technical they took back against the Magic, he finally had to serve the suspension tonight. Serve a suspension tonight. Lakers won anyway, 120 to 101 against one of the worst teams in basketball. The Wizards. LeBron had a triple double. Um, I pretty much stopped watching before the end of the first half. Lakers were up like 20, something like that, and so I didn't. I know LeBron has a triple double. I didn't really look at the box. I look at the box score. So maybe you guys could, fill the people in on that if they want to know. Also Lakers. One thing I saw, the Lakers are 14-2 now this month with one game to go. Uh, Last day of March is tomorrow, and the Lakers will be facing off against the Cavaliers. So we'll see if the Lakers finish either 14-3 or 15-2 uh, on the month. And where do you guys want to start? You guys want to start with? Are you guys angry at Luca? I guess it didn't matter, right? Because it was just against the Nets. Is it something that you worry about in the postseason if he might have to, I think the most famous example is somebody missing a playoff game due to suspension because of technicals was Draymond, right, in 2016, arguably cost the Warriors a championship. LeBron, like I said, he had a triple double, and every time LeBron, if he continues to play well, it's just always a story because who else would ever play like this at 41? Um, but I guess I'll start with Mitch as usual, and I'll just kind of let you take the floor and do whatever you want with
No, to kind of answer the question, I don't blame Luca. Should he have gotten all the way up to 16? No, he probably shouldn't have. But if you're gonna get suspended for any game during the season, this is probably the game against the Wizards, who are in full tank mode. Um, Austin was doing his thing, spreading the ball around. I don't know how many assists he ended up with because he pretty much sat the whole fourth quarter since we were 20. Um, yeah, LeBron, I mean, like I said, it's amazing that he's able to do this at 41, for sure. Kind of stat padded that last rebound, but it's all good. Uh, you know, he kind of stat padded that last rebound low key. It was one of those rebounds that was kind of going out of bounds, and he chased it just to collect the quote unquote rebound, but then immediately throws it to the Wizards. So in order to get his triple double, he gained a turnover. You know what I mean? So what can you do? Classic. Didn't learn too much other than the Lakers are in a good groove right now. It was kind of close in the first quarter, but like you said, Anthony, we pulled away in the second quarter. Got up 20. Didn't really look back too much. The Wizards actually did cut it to 10 at one point, but after that, Lakers were like, okay, no more playing around. Uh, Pulled away by 20. Shout out to DeAndre Ayton. He didn't miss a shot tonight. He played really well. And your boy Jackson Hayes did not miss a shot tonight. He was 8 for 8, including 1 for 1 from the 3-point line. So he's now 3 for 3 from three on the season. Hasn't missed. Absolutely amazing. I'll just say, man, for Jackson Hayes, um, I wish that DeAndre Ayton could put some more Jackson Hayes into his own game, just kind of knowing when to cut. Over these last two games, I mean, I feel like Jackson Hayes has just kind of always been in the right place at the right time, and he's been balling out. 19 tonight. He had 21 the other night. Um, so yeah, I need just DeAndre Ayton to be able to read that a little bit more, kind of like Jackson Hayes does. Get us some easy buckets. And then I was gonna say about Jackson Hayes as well. He's first of all he's been good all season, but the thing I noticed from last season, he's not just finishing around the rim with dunks. He's actually been finishing through contact a lot more this season, and not just with his dunks. With touch through contact. So that's really good. Improvement from last season to this season from Jackson Hayes. And then Luke Kennard had 19, I think, as well. So big game from Luke. I think he had four. He ended up with four threes. Um, and man, Lakers rolling. We just got to keep it going into next month. It's a back-to-back, so we got the Cavs. So we just got to keep it rolling, keep playing the way we've been playing. And I'd love to see us, keep that going and beat another good team.
All right, so we're gonna take our first break, and after when we come back, we'll get Galvin's thoughts on the Lakers right now. All right, we're back. Um, Galvin's Lakers, as I said, 14-2 this month with one game to go. Um, how are you feeling? Got any thoughts on Luka and his problem with the technicals, and then also LeBron, his triple double? How about Bronny? How about Bronny? He's been in the rotation since Marcus Smart's been out, and then with Luka not playing, I don't know how many minutes he played tonight, but I know he was playing. He was in the regular rotation. Maybe you guys have something to say about that, but I'll just give you the floor.
Yeah, I mean, starting with Luka, I don't think he's had these issues in the playoffs. He's been in the league for what 8 years now, so he knows when to do it. Um, I think the only thing that's frustrating is it's no different than when you're playing at the Y or rec, right? Once the referee blew the whistle on the foul, that's it. It's over. Or it's like the refs are not gonna be like, you know what, Luca, you're right. You're right. Like the call was made. You just got to keep pushing. Um, if anything, I think it hurts him because these refs are probably just annoyed of him already. So it's not like they're probably just gonna make it worse on him. Um, but the Lakers, I think a lot of people forget, or they make too much of LeBron being 41, but his IQ is he probably has, would you say, the best IQ in the history of the game?
It's between
Whoa.
him, Magic, you know, those would be the main two. Larry
The
Bird,
main two. So
you know.
so all these players are doing so much better just because LeBron, one, accepted his role, and two, he's still able to, play the game. But his IQ, like, it's no coincidence that Jackson Hayes is, now that LeBron has, really embraced, not that he embraced it, but he accepted that third, I'm more of a playmaker role. All these players are just, playing a lot better,
Hmm.
more confidence. Um, and I think the most important thing now is secure the third seed, um, stay healthy for the playoffs, and I think I know we said we I say this every time on the podcast. We podcast every playoffs. We always say the only team that worries us is this team, and then we don't even make it out the first round. But
Yeah.
this year, man, I think this year is just the way Luke is playing. I genuinely like the last couple of years when you look back and you're like, damn, I can't believe we were that naive to think
Mm.
that this team could really make some noise. But this year, I mean, the way Luke is playing, I really think finally that OKC is the only team that can really give us
Fuck with us.
trouble. Yeah, yeah. And everybody's kind of morphing into their roles. They know when they're playing, how they're playing. Um, but Marcus Smart definitely's gotta get right for the playoffs. He's one
Yeah.
of those guys where you know the championship experience, the toughness, the not afraid of the big moment. He's definitely got to get right for the playoffs if we're gonna make you know a deep run. And Bronny actually he looks like he's solidifying himself as a legit like quality um maybe ninth, 10th player in the
Mhm.
on the bench type of player. You know, he's
Mm.
he's got the pedigree. Um, it seems like he's got the work ethic. If he can just play really good defense and work on his jumper, 3D type guy. Um, you know, um, very
I,
surprised, very pleasantly surprised with Robbie.
I, I was gonna say about Bronny, man. I mean, kind of. I mean, just like you said, right? He's definitely gotta, like work on his shot. But like he's been playing good, like on ball defense. But I think the next level for him is like he's got to turn it up and be like that hustle guy too. Like,
Yeah,
Jake Laravia's been like Jake Laravia came out of that Indiana game, but like he had to steal in this game. Like Bronny needs to make impact plays like that on defense.
hmm
Um, like that's got to be his kind of like blueprint,
he's
low key.
yeah he's. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's in his DNA, but if he could have that hunger that
Yeah, exactly.
Pat
Hmm.
Beverly played with, maybe not so
Hmm.
much the aggression, right? Because that's not really
Hmm.
his game. That's not really his
Yeah,
his attitude, but the intensity,
yeah.
the like he can really legit make a name for himself. Not, I mean, definitely not. I don't think he's ever going to be a quality starter, but he's definitely not a Make a Wish Foundation anymore. He's a solid player that can get you 10 to 15 really good NBA minutes.
Hmm. Like for example, there was a play in the game where like we gave up a steal and like Wizards went out on a got a fast break dunk and he just kind of let the guy go and get the dunk. Like on a play like that, I would have loved to see him at least try to like at least slap the backboard. Like try to chase him down, make it hard on him, something, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's the kind of hustle you need. That's intensity, right?
the
Like that's
grit, the
not
grit.
yeah, like that's intensity. That's not necessarily like aggressive like Pat Bev, right? But that's like, bringing intensity to your role right there. Like go give me some hustle, bro. Like slap the backboard at least. Like make him at
Yeah,
least think about it a little bit.
yeah,
Like 9.5 times out of 10, obviously he's still gonna dunk it, but like,
yeah. Make your presence
yeah,
felt.
at least.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So for my part, um, I was going to say that I think that I read saw the other day somebody said that the between the Thunder, the Spurs, the Lakers, and the Nuggets, they were some like 50-5 in March coming in like
Damn.
like a couple it was like a day or two ago I saw that stat 50-5 combined. So I mean, you're talking about four teams pretty much playing as well as you can play, right? Lakers lost once to Denver. Denver lost once to the Lakers. So that's two of the losses right there. Um, so you just look at it, man. You look at the West, and it's looking. I mean, Houston is the team in the West that's just like you can almost. I don't want to say stick a fork in them, but their lack of a point guard. And like I said
Yeah.
before, I like Reed Shepard, but he's a year away, I think, from being able to be someone who you can count on in the playoffs. I feel like, especially in the West, where look at how good these guards are in the West. Minnesota's had kind of a strange year. They're just kind of like just there. You know, everybody else has made more noise one way or the other than Minnesota's made. But they've been in the conference finals the last 2 years, so you can't overlook them. And it's just going to be very interesting to see what happens. Luka. Uh, I mean, like I said, you know, he got the 16th. They rescinded it. He got another one. It's like I don't know. I mean, he's one of like top three guys I can think of as far as getting technicals. Rashid, or like top four, like Rashid, Ron Artest, Draymond, and Luca. And I just,
Rodman,
huh? Rodman, yeah.
Rodman.
So
Rodman.
that's the five, right? And
Hmm.
Yeah,
out of all those guys, he's the best player. You don't think of
Easily, yeah.
Kobe or
and he's
Jordan.
the and he's the and he's the less aggressive of all of them. It's just his
Yeah.
whining and his nagging. That's what's crazy. Like if he was if he was like a really in your
Intense.
face,
Yeah.
just yeah, like just a guy that's out there like a Bill Laimbeer, just out there to cause havoc or you know. But he's just it's literally just whining and complaining because he doesn't do hard fouls.
Oh,
He doesn't, it's just bitching and moaning and but I wanted to Wilson, if you don't mind, I was just gonna do the remaining games. So they're up 2 games in the loss column from
Right.
Denver. They got
Hmm.
7 games left.
Yep.
They got some very winnable games, and they definitely have some games that it's definitely gonna test their skill. So they got Cleveland tomorrow,
Yep.
rare home back to backs, kind of stupid. Um, so what is that? A win loss?
oh, they're going on the road
Man,
tomorrow.
No, they're at home, back to back at home though.
felt like we got a lot of rest. We could win this game.
Sure, Cleveland is not as good as the Lakers. They can win.
Okay, so Thursday at OKC. Let's just say what it is. Most likely, probably a loss, right?
Hopefully a win, but
Yeah.
the
Uh,
refs let OKC get away with murder on defense. So who
yeah.
knows?
Sunday at Dallas.
We'll win.
Tuesday at home against OKC.
Oof.
Thursday at Golden State. Friday versus Phoenix at home, and then they close out the season on Sunday against Utah.
Well, let's just
We
say
So,
gotta get one of those OKC games
yeah,
at
not
least.
yeah, and it's more for just their psyche going
Yeah,
into
hell yeah.
the playoffs, and then the standings right now they would play. Let's see here. So
One to see
OKC,
Minnesota.
yeah. So the plan would be Phoenix versus Golden State, Clippers versus Portland, and then the for sure matchups would be Lakers versus Houston, and then Denver versus
Oh
Minnesota.
shit!
So we would be the 3 seed playing the 6 seed Houston.
Wow, they fell. Crazy.
better than having to
Yeah.
play Minnesota. I'll say that or Denver.
But but they have
Even this
they
season.
have the same amount of losses as Minnesota, but Minnesota's played one more game and they're 46 and 29, Houston's 45 and 29.
What's the Lakers?
Gotcha.
Lakers are 49-26.
Yeah.
So if the Lakers got a chance, let's say they lose. Let's say they go 4-3. 7 games left. You said right? Yeah, for 4-3, that'll give them
Mhm.
53 wins. That's the most wins we've had since
Crazy.
2011.
So
Man,
this is Denver's upcoming schedule.
that's pretty
Denver already
crazy.
finished out the month, so they have at Utah, at home versus San Antonio, home
Mm,
against home against Memphis, home against OKC, and then at San Antonio.
mm.
It's a little harder.
Yeah,
San
yeah,
Antonio may already noticed OKC. The only reason why San Antonio would play Wemby is today. Hopefully, this MVP if they care about that.
Hmm.
But
He does.
that home, so
yeah. Maybe definitely
yeah,
cares. He's been making his case. So,
yeah. But we would like, okay. So out of the three teams, we for sure, who would we say is probably the team we want to face the most, at least want to face?
Hold that thought. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll discuss
oh,
that. Okay, so right before the break, Galvez was saying between Houston, Denver, and Minnesota, which team would we, as Lakers fans, most like to prefer to see the Lakers face in the first round? And anybody can go, but like I said, I already said Houston because just the recent success we've
no point
had.
guard.
Like I said,
Right.
their guard situation. We knew in the summer when Van Fleet tore his ACL that it was going to come. I mean, it's been like that. I mean, they play. And I said before on here, people like talk down on the Min Thompson, but Min Thompson is playing out of position. He's been playing guard. He's not a guard. He's like a small forward.
Yeah.
He's a wing. So he needs to be running the floor, not bringing the ball up the court and setting up the offense. That's not his game. So he's playing out of position, and people are bagging on him. But it's like he's done well for the situation he's been placed in. But I think Bill Simmons was talking about it. How just ever since that KD Burner stuff happened, that their chemistry just hasn't been the same in the second half of the season. It seemed like they're just
Mhm.
miserable and they don't like playing together. So,
Um,
Yeah. Well, and he's an older head with a bunch of young kids,
hmm
yeah.
so
Also true.
you know, because I know when I hang around a bunch of 21 to 24-year-olds, I'm just like, please get me out of here. It's just, but I would for sure just because there's just something about Denver in the playoffs for the past, ever since the bubble, since we eliminated them. Joker plays out of his mind. Jamal Murray
Mhm.
plays like he's the best guard in the game. There's
Mm.
just there's something about Denver in the playoffs that we uh, you know just
So,
can't seem to.
funny enough, I mean, low key, I would actually say Denver just because the success that we've had against excuse me, against them in the regular season so far. Like we've been able to neutralize Jamal Murray in three out of the four games.
Yeah.
I mean, so I don't know.
but do
It's
you guys worry also that, like Rob Parker was saying, that regular season, that's one thing. But especially we talk about Luka's improving on defense. It's like
yeah.
in the regular season, teams are not doing the hunting thing as much. Remember the playoffs last year? It's like it used to be you could hide a guy, right? You could go, okay, Magic. You'd hide Magic. Put Byron on whoever the other team's best guy was, or Cooper, right?
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
today they just go, okay, whoever the weak link is on defense, whoever he's on, we just get that person the ball, and they just take it 1-on-1 at him, you know. So that's what Minnesota did last year. It didn't matter if Ant had it, if McDaniel's had it, if Walker Alexander, Mike Conley, didn't matter who had the ball. They was like, "Where's Luca? Let's find him. Let's go right at him." Same with Austin. So when that starts up
But
again,
that was fat Luka. Would that happen this year though?
I don't think so. I really do think his defense has improved. Like it feels like he's been able to stay in front of guys like even more than he was, even when he was kind, of not in great shape last season. Skinny single Luca has been playing defense.
Yeah, and it's not like they say like defense. It's not really talent. It's just more will
Effort.
and effort.
Hmm.
You know, and he's got Austin Reeves, a legit second option. He's got LeBron on offense, so he doesn't really have to carry the full team like he did, with the Mavs.
Yeah, for real.
Um, okay, so I don't know if we really answered that. So I said Houston. Mitch said Denver. That was who you said.
Hmm. I would go the team I would least want to see yeah, I would say Houston. I would say Houston because I feel like, they're just falling apart at the worst possible time. So I would definitely say Houston.
Mhm. All right. So okay, I guess that's on the Lakers. Now in college basketball, I already talked about this in my solo episode I did yesterday. But of course, there was a classic between Duke and UConn that will never be forgotten. It's one of those true. Duke's been in a lot of those, man. Probably more than any other. For sometimes they're on the winning end, sometimes they're on the losing end. More recently, I'd say it's kind of been a little bit on the. I mean, at least because the last. Okay, so you got uh, North Carolina retiring Coach K in 2022. You got last year when Duke had the best team by far, and then choked away that game against Houston in the Final Four. And then this year, in a game they led by 19 points in the first half, couldn't hold on. The dramatic turnover at the end and a shot by Braylon Mullins to give UConn the win. I did a list of the worst Duke losses. I was up there, right? Um, Last year's too. What I mean, do you guys have anything to say about what happened yesterday?
Oh, what a tough loss. Like, geez, like so many things had to like they had to mess up so many things in order to lose that game, right? So UConn hits a free throw. They're down two with only 10 seconds left. Now, Antho, did UConn have any timeouts left?
I don't remember. You mean when? Like after at
So
76?
after the free throw, does UConn have any timeouts? So I know Duke had one,
I,
right? But
they did
did,
because
did
they did. You kind of did because I saw somebody say that
oh
on the sideline. Hurley was about to call a timeout and didn't get it, and Mullins hit
oh
the shot. So it would have been one of those. Then we called a timeout and he hit the shot. It would have been one of those.
got you.
Yeah. So
Okay. Well, okay. I was gonna say, but either way, right? So they hit the free throw with so now they're down two with 10 seconds left. One timeout. Duke has a timeout. You know, first of all, I don't know why. I don't understand, especially with all those freshmen on the floor. I don't understand why Duke didn't call a timeout. Get set. Hey, hold the ball. Like even if they like, and more so even just like we don't even need to we don't even need to advance it past half court. Like we don't even want to advance it. We want to take it out in the backcourt. Like there's literally 10 seconds left. Like they didn't even have to get it across half court, right? Like they could have just held the ball in the backcourt. The game would have been over. That's the first thing. But they get the ball in, right? They get it to Cameron Boozer, number 12, the bigger Boozer, right?
mhm.
He sees the double. He passes it back. first mistake.
Hmm.
Well, second mistake because they didn't call a timeout already, right?
Hmm.
First mistake was not calling timeout. Second mistake, Cameron Boozer, he passes out of the double. Uh,
To his brother.
and then
That
whoever he passed it to,
that's the better booster, right?
Yeah, Cameron.
yeah, that's the better
He
Boozer.
passes to Caden, his brother, who's
No, not yet,
No,
not
he
yet.
passes it back to the
He,
inbounder.
oh, he does.
yeah, he passes it back to the inbounder.
Mm-hmm.
The inbounder is the one that passes it to Caden, the third mistake, and then the damn near the not even so, and then the fatal mistake is Caden Boozer, the smaller, lesser Boozer. Uh,
Before I
Lesser
forget,
booster.
before I forget, the funniest thing I saw after the game was somebody said Cam Boozer should have eaten uh, Caden Boozer in the wool.
oh my gosh, Caden Boozer. So Caden Boozer himself makes two mistakes. So instead of catching the ball and turning and pivoting with his dribble still alive, he catches it and immediately dribbles. And that's his first mistake. And then he realizes, oh snap, I've got two people open. But since he's already taken that dribble, the damn defenders were able to close out on him, and he tries to still throw the pass. So what? That's the fifth mistake. And the ball gets tipped, and UConn gets the steal. UConn gets the steal. Like that's like five mistakes in one possession, and UConn still had to hit a logo 3-pointer, which yeah, I don't know who the f that was, but like
Freshman.
the fact that the
Yeah.
Duke player, no, the fact that the Duke player didn't contest the effing shot, like I'd be pissed.
Oh, he was
Like
in the display.
why didn't he at least put a hand up?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And and then yeah, there it is, another mistake because UConn buries the damn logo 3-pointer
Yeah,
to
yeah.
win it.
And it's like everybody said. Yeah, I get it. It's like nobody wanted to shoot the amount. I mean, when I say I get it, I mean I get that Caden when he sees his two guys leaked out ahead, he's trying to do the thing where you throw it ahead, they get the dunk, game over, right? But
But you
it
got to
wasn't.
make sure, like, if you're gonna make that, if you're gonna play keep away, you need to triple make sure that you're getting the pass away
Yeah. But
over the double.
that's the thing. It seemed like nobody on Duke wanted to get fouled and have to shoot free throws.
Exactly, bro. Like
I mean,
that's what.
the biggest problem there probably though was is they like I mean you could practice it all you want, but at that moment, I mean it was probably just like if that's a regular season game, I'm sure they do it the right way, but they're freshmen, stage is
Yeah.
big, but I mean it's
But
like
see, that's why you call timeout though.
yeah,
Like that's why you call timeout. Hey, guys, they have to foul. They
yeah,
have to foul. Get your best free throw shooters in,
yeah.
and like,
Especially
yeah,
because so before that play, the free throws missed, right? I mean the free throws made, right? It's a free
yeah,
throw. Okay,
yeah, free
so
throw made.
now how even if they don't call a timeout, how does the coach just not say, "Hey guys, let them foul you, let them like," it's just
That's the
Uh,
thing, though. John Shire, good coach, good recruiter, but he's shown back to back years he wasn't able to coach his team down the stretch of a
mm,
big time
yeah,
NCAA tournament game. He wasn't able to
it's
do
time to
it.
get replaced.
Huh?
yeah,
That's how you get replaced at Duke, isn't
Well,
it?
I mean, it's like like I said, bro. They've had some tough ones, like coach, like so in 2004 they were up late. This is Reddick and Luol Deng and Sheldon Williams, Chris Duhan's last year. They're up against UConn. This is UConn with Ben Gordon and Okafor and them. UConn won the
Yeah.
title. UConn got them again. It's three times UConn's beaten Duke in the tourney and like
Listen,
classics, and Duke, I think Duke
you
had was in control late and couldn't finish the game. So it happens. Coach K's had, he's had some too. It's just, if you're shy or you're looking at it and going, well, I got a chance to, go to back-to-back Final Four. He only been there. It's only his fourth year, and he just, couldn't do it. And lives in infamy.
man.
Yes. Yeah, I mean those are like, man, those are the games that it's like, we never
Listen,
played at that level, but and then that's the biggest thing. Like you're mentioning back with the Okafor days and all that, these guys, yeah, I guess you could say um they weren't considered they weren't getting paid, right? So,
not
but
back
now
then,
that these guys are getting paid,
legally.
it's yeah, it's yeah. You gotta feel for the Boozer twin, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
unless he, bro, unless he has a good NBA career, like kind of like Chris Webber, like
yeah,
this game is gonna follow him. It's gonna
yeah.
haunt him. Like you know what
Wait,
I
but
mean?
wait,
Like
you're talking about, but it was the one who's not that good that threw the ball away.
Yeah,
yeah,
but
but
those are the type of plays where he might not ever recover from.
yeah,
Caden,
Like who's it?
Cameron.
no, Caden,
No, the one who
Caden.
who threw the pass that got
But
deflected.
he's not. But Mitch said unless he has a career like Chris Webber, he might not even play in the league. It's his brother who's the big time prospect.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Though, like unless he somehow has a good NBA career, like you know what I
He'll
mean?
always
Like
just be remembered
Yeah, that's what
for
he'll be
you know
known
what I
for.
mean? Yeah,
for that
like
play.
like Chris Webber had such a good NBA
Yeah,
career that like
yeah,
nobody talks about him necessarily at Michigan calling a
yeah.
timeout when they didn't have any.
It's
But
only when it's like it's tournament time where
tournament time, yeah.
they have to really make it a point. But like if it's just to talk about it, just to talk about it. It's like that guy. Like I was seeing this video like that guy that threw the ball to James Worthy in the championship game. What was it, Sleepy Brown,
Sleepy
something
Fort.
like that, Flipper? Yeah, he never recovered after that play mentally.
Was it Sleepy
You
Fort or
know?
was it
No.
Fred Brown? I forget. But yeah,
So Anto, so Caden has like zero NBA prospects. Like I'm not like too up on it. So
they kind of
I've heard
he
that
kind.
the bigger booster. And I've watched a couple of games. Obviously, the
Well,
bigger
he's
booster.
projected to be a top 5 pick though.
Yeah,
The
Right.
better boost.
I've heard that, but what's up with what's up with Caden,
I think the
the
brother.
center?
They said
Because
that the brother was basically that's how Duke was able to get Cameron. It was like a package deal, but really
oh,
they're not anywhere
It was
near.
like an Antetokounmpo,
Right, exactly. Like the
a Giannis thing.
he's been like a starter this season, but like somebody was saying that
he's had some
he
good tournament games though.
yeah I mean he's okay. I just don't know. I mean he would have to. He's probably a 4 year player. If he ever when those guys get hit the G
So
League and
he's probably gonna stay.
yeah, but Cam
Ugh,
he's
Got you.
ugh.
oh
Might have to transfer out.
right well yeah. Okay,
Oh man.
look, we're
Can't
gonna
even
take
show his face on campus, huh?
we're gonna take a break and then when we come
Yeah.
back we're gonna talk movies. All right, we're back. So before we get to the movies, I just want to say, any Final Four predictions? Like, does anybody want to pick a champion?
So I mean, uh on one of my I did two brackets, but on my bracket that I still have some skin in the game, I took Arizona. So I'm just gonna keep. I'm gonna just roll with that.
Mm-hmm.
Arizona Invitational. James Gang, kids from Akron. Hashtag strive for greatness. Hashtag bear down.
Mm-hmm.
Shout
I,
out to
I
Gilbert Arenas and Richard Jefferson as well.
yeah, to me it's like in these big games, like I know Wilson mentioned, you know, the coach from Duke, this is two years in a row where he can't, coach him out of a big game. But UConn, man, that coach, what's his name, Hurley, who the Lakers are
Dan
supposed to
Hurley.
hire.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Like he's the opposite. He's the type of coach where yeah, it does take some luck, right? But
sure. I mean,
he also made the Betsy call. He's like, let's try to steal
so,
the ball. Let's not foul
yeah,
right away. So that
yeah,
also, it's like he made the right call to try to, steal the ball, which
kind of
worked.
baited him, literally kind of baited him into a mistake.
Yeah, let's be honest. If we were coaches, once that ball went in, I want to say 80-90% of us would be like foul right away. If
Hell
you
yeah.
can't get the steal, if you can't get the steal
If you
on the
can't get that
original
first
pass,
steal, exactly.
but
That
he
fouls,
he actually
yeah,
he actually made the right
man.
call.
Apparently, that's why hey, that's why he gets paid. That's why he gets paid so much, right?
Hmm.
Because yeah, like you said, like after the first, so after Cameron throws it away, you're like, okay, foul, foul the inbounder. Like, okay,
Yeah.
let's go. But yeah, no, I mean, it ends up being the correct call to not foul.
Yeah, it's
So
kind of
interesting.
like Belichick in the Super Bowl against Seattle. It's like
Hmm.
they're telling him in the headset, "You got to time out. You got to time out." He says he's looking over at the Seattle side, and he's like, "No." They just kind of seemed like it was weird over there. He was like, like what are they about to like? What are they about to do? He's not. He said he wasn't going to bail them out with a timeout to give them more time to think about it. And you saw what happened. And so sometimes what you don't do that's the right
Yeah.
decision. Uh, do you have a champion prediction?
UConn. You
Okay.
can't go against the Hurley.
Okay. Well,
I heard
I,
that.
I said this UConn team. I don't think they're as talented as they were when they won the last two. Playing in Castle. Um, Michigan, the way that they beat down Tennessee, a lot of people feel like Michigan, Arizona. That I mean, I haven't heard
That's the
anybody say that.
championship.
Huh?
Then a collision course.
That's
Well,
that's the championship right there,
that's
pretty
what
much.
people. That's what I think. That's what some people might think. And I mean, to me, Michigan. I mean, like I said, it takes recency bias, but the way Michigan beat Tennessee, they might have the best team. So, but we'll see. Though, yeah, man. As long as UConn has
We'll
Danny
see.
Hurley, they have a shot. And he's the best coach in college basketball. Um,
By far.
yes. Now, okay, so we're gonna close with with this list that you guys said Shane Murray sent a list to the group chat. The highest grossing MCU series.
No, highest grossing movie franchise.
Oh, movie
Ever.
franchise.
Yeah, but there's never been another franchise that's put out like 30 movies.
Bro, exactly.
So it's
That's
kind
why
of
the list is so dumb.
now if you were to say if we were to pick out the top three movies in each franchise, you know, I
Or
think
even
who would
like,
take that? Like Avatar would probably take that, no?
yeah, because yeah, I mean franchise like, because I mean there's 10 Fast and Furious, right? But there's been 8 Batman movies.
Yeah.
You know what I
But
mean?
the
So
Fast the
not every
Fast and the
franchise,
Furious,
but yeah,
they really weren't making the hundreds of millions until, you know, till like maybe number five or so.
I think something like that. Yeah, and they started crossing over into like the billion dollar range. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I looked it
Jumping
up a
over the
while ago,
jumping over
but
the Grand Canyon.
oh gosh, that's funny. I just saw a post like, when did the Fast and Furious, when did the Fast and Furious movie completely abandon reality? Like, what was the moment?
When did they become the Avengers?
Yeah, but something it was funny because somebody was like the first movie, low key, because like the iconic like last race. I used to drag here back in high school, and he burns out and pops a wheelie at the same time.
Yeah.
Uh, yes, somebody was like, that's not even possible. So like that part's not even real. Apparently, kind of blew my whole world. Like,
Yeah.
damn, holy shit! I never knew that. I'm not like a big car guy like that. I like to look at cars and everything, but yeah, I'm not like super into it like that. So yeah, the fact that you can't even do a wheelie, and, pop a wheelie and burn out at the same time, I never knew that. So clearly, the franchise was never in touch with reality. We,
Yeah.
dumb people like me just never knew.
Um, how do you feel about the MCU though, as a whole? Like, because it's it's definitely got its diehards and it's got its
Um,
casuals, but
Bro, I'm like, Shamer is, he tried to say, "Oh man, you're just mad because Star Wars ain't number one." I'm like, bro, I love Star Wars, but I love the MCU too, bro. Like, Killmonger is like one of my favorite villains. Thanos is another one of my favorite villains. Like, Wolverine is one of my top now. Obviously Wolverine just joined the MCU. But I mean, Wolverine's one of my favorite, heroes of all time as well. So I feel like, bro, I'm a diehard. I've seen every movie at least twice. Like, you know what I mean? So like, yeah, no, I'm pretty diehard for the MCU.
I
Like,
was,
watched them all in theaters.
mhm.
they
Hit the
haven't
big
been
ones.
able to transition into the new era
So
though, right? Like that's why they had to bring back all the it
it's
just
been it's been tough, right? Like, so with this new phase, it's been kind of tough. Like they ki- it got off to a shaky start. So like phase phase five starts with Ant-Man and the Wasp and Quantumania, and then so that was kind of whatever. And then you also had the Marvels, which was that was like,
Captain Marvel. They said that was the one that was trash, right?
I mean, both of them were kind of trash, honestly. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like the Captain Marvel movie was aggressively mediocre.
Well,
And then the Marvels was also kind of just was even worse than that. But then, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, that one was pretty solid. And then obviously you have Deadpool and Wolverine. That one was really good. And then I liked Fantastic Four First Steps. And then we also had Thunderbolts in this new phase. So like with Deadpool, Wolverine, Fantastic Four, and then Thunderbolts, the new Avengers, I was like, okay, these are good. Like, this is a good start, you know what I mean? Like, this is a good start to kind of like rebuild, the MCU.
yeah.
Maybe get to like that the hype that we saw in the other phases. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I
Did they
guess the hype
mention
wasn't real enough
did
to
they
like
mention
everybody back.
how they were or they're gonna bring back uh what's that guy's name? Robert Downey Jr. if he allegedly died in Iron Man.
Yeah. So basically, this version of Tony Stark is uh is from another Earth, pretty much. It's just like, the multiverse. So yeah, this Tony
So is
Stark
he
is from yeah,
is
he's
he
from a
still
different
Tony
universe.
Stark, a different character? Or is this supposed to be just a brand new person?
So from what I heard, this is supposed to be Tony Stark on another Earth, but he becomes Doctor Doom. But it's Tony Stark.
Mm.
It's not Eric Von shit, what's his name? But it's not the regular Doctor Doom from, the that we know, like from that Julian McMahon played
And
in,
I wonder
the
I wonder
first
if they
Fantastic Four movies.
I wonder if they brought him back because they had to.
I think it was a good twist, like the reveal at kind of Disney. the Disney convention. What's D23? At D23, I think they did it. It was either D23 or Comic Con. It had to be one of the two, right? So when they did the big reveal, I was like, oh, that's amazing. But then more kind of came out, and then it's like, oh, okay, he's still Tony Stark, but
Yeah. So
from
does
another
that
Earth.
mean
But
so does that mean they can just kill off any character like they did in Iron Man and then just bring them back?
bro,
Is that like their point? Was that like their point? Like, hey, if the franchise starts to flop, then we got to bring back the old timers.
hey man, that's the good thing about having a multiverse. Like I
Just
heard,
make your rules. Just make
there's,
your rules as you go.
I mean, hey, multiverse, there's pretty much infinite Earths. Like so, there's supposed to be one of every character on every Earth. So it's like, yeah,
This is why
yeah, pretty
Wilson
much
hates
they
the
can do
MCU,
whatever they
by the
want.
way.
Because pretty much no rules.
It's he says it's not real life. It's not like
Well, it's
Batman
not.
or
And that's what I was going to say is that I remember, and I say this all the time. I'll close with this because we're running out of time. But somebody said that the Marvel movies, they take a man and turn him into an alien. The DC movies take an alien and turn him into a man. The DC movies are
Mm,
so much more grounded and realistic than the Marvel movies. I mean, I have no interest in any of the Marvel movies at all, because it's just way too unrealistic. These guys,
but you're
um,
not watching it for the realism.
sure.
I don't like unrealistic movies. Like like the Dark Knight trilogy, and then this last Batman movie, the first Joker movie. It's like they
Hmm.
take these characters that forever were, these were cartoon characters. They take them off the page and put them and make them like real life people that people can relate to. I mean,
That's
it's
true.
genius. It's brilliant. Um, but yeah, so uh, that's all the time we have for tonight. Mitch, is there something you'd like
Uh,
to say to an old friend of ours?
yeah, really quick. Since we were talking about the list, I'll just
Oh yeah.
run through the order really quick. So, the highest grossing film franchises of all time. Number 10, the Batman franchise. Number 9, the DC Extended Universe. Number 8, Fast and Furious. Number 7, X-Men. Number 6, Avengers. Number 5, James Bond. Number 4, The Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Number 3, Star Wars. Number 2, Spider-Man. And then obviously number 1, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which obviously has like 40 movies. But uh,
Wait, so how can
yeah,
they include? How can Marvel and
what
Avengers be
I'm
a
saying.
separate?
That's what makes it
You know,
even dumber, right?
Excuse me, Galvin.
yeah.
Galvin, sir, did you hear me say that we're out of time? You cannot extend this
Uh,
conversation any further. It's over.
wait, hold on.
Let's-
I'm surprised. I'm surprised Twilight's not on
It's
I don't
over.
know if they didn't make money like that though, and there's only four of them.
there.
But anyway,
Wait, sorry. Was Fast and Furious on there or no?
Galvin, you better stop playing with
yeah,
me, man.
Fast and Furious is number 8.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, Herbert was gonna come on. He was gonna say how dumb this list was as well, and he was also going to explain to you guys how he had me out here at karaoke and destroyed my voice. So that's why I sound like this. But unfortunately, Shane Murray, even when he's not here, he finds a way to derail us and kill all the time. So sorry, Herbert. We ran out of time.
Yeah, sorry, Herbert. All right, so before we get out of here, just a reminder to hit that
Yeah, yeah,
subscribe button
Galvez.
next to the Complete
Fast and Furious
Podcast
is number
Network
8,
and to follow the show on Twitter and Instagram at TC Pod
Yeah.
Network. You can also
but it's
send
it's dumb
feedback
because they
and
got
mailbag
Avengers
questions to
6,
Complete Lakers Podcast
and they've also
at
got Spider-Man at
gmail.com.
2,
We are
and
Yeah, that's
out.
all.
but both of those count for the MCU.